YouTube world, Coach Barbershop. Still doing some of these old school trendy haircuts. It's funny because you get customers come in and say, give me the juice, you know. So I guess all these younger guys, even my sons, you may have seen one of the newest YouTubes that was up, wearing those old school fades. It's basically a light fade on the side. And we're gonna dig right in. We're gonna ask our cameraman to swing on over my right shoulder here. In your setup, I've got the clipper in an open 5 position, which means the lever is just all the way back. Okay, and just starting from the side here. I'm gonna clear out anything on the bottom that we don't need. And of course, comb or brush the excess hair down. What we're trying to do is try to get people to, even if you're doing these haircuts and you're kind of getting lost in between, break it down into basic sections. I'm going to fade his hair, trim the top, and line it up. Okay, so starting off the fade, any of the unwanted hair down below is going to come off, and we want to leave just enough hair on there so you can still line it up. And make sure you excess. A lot of times you see me use a brush opposed to a comb for a couple different reasons, so you can keep your blade clear, and then you can take that brush. It's going to actually stretch the hair and get rid of any of the excess. So a lot of times you'll see me go back over the same section just to make sure it's nice and even. And again, just because I'm always guilty of it, as we're clearing out this bottom, be mindful of the links that we have below, and make sure you watch out for pre-orders. We're going to be taking pre-orders soon for the newest DVD, Volume 1. If you got a chance to get our old DVD, it'll be a recap of some of that, just going over some of the basic fundamentals. And coming out 2014, we're going to be off to the races. But there'll be more information on that. Click on the links, Facebook, Twitter, of course, more YouTubes coming down the pike. A lot of free stuff on YouTube, and if you want to treat yourself to one of the DVDs, that'll be fine. And you can sit down, watch it in the comfort of your own home, get a step-by-step rundown or wherever you're having trouble at. Okay. Little things, you'll see this again in some of the DVDs, just a starting point and a stopping point. I know for a fact that I'm going to start on the left side of the customer's head and work around to the right. How you doing there, customer? Good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I set up my fade. Again, if I'm going back over any areas, I'm not necessarily jumping around, I'm just making sure it's even. All right. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is comb up the top. Take yourself a pick. Pick up the top. Before I shape up the top, I'm actually going to go ahead and put my part in there. What this does a lot of times is help you get a better control of what's going on up top. Taking my trimmer, I'm going to go here. Just going to make a little part of his front line. Okay, so as I'm on the left side, I'm gonna go ahead and do anything I need to on this side of the head, working around to the right. Include my line up here since I've got this tool in my hand, trimmer. Lighten it up because I showed up a little darker than what I wanted to. Finish that front left quarter is done, with the exception of the fade and shaping the top. I'm gonna go right up over the ears on my way to my right side. Okay, most of the bulk work is done. Now I'm going to shape the top and fade the sides in. Before we do that, I'm going to do a visual of the back here. If I get a good look at the back, you should be able to see where you want it to end up and where you left off right here, and we're going to connect the two. Okay, now part of trimming the top, I'm going to take my trimmer and just lay it on the side right there and almost just carve those insides out. See how that works? Now be the time when you definitely want to switch up and use a comb opposed to a brush. because you can actually use your teeth to pick out the excess hair that's been cut. This top is finally, it's been a couple weeks, and when we first cut his hair last time, he was kind of starting this style, but you see how it's got a decent amount of length. Just know that a lot of time they may not have enough, or the hair may not be long enough, but this is a decent length now. You should be able to see it coming in a lot better. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just taking my part and just widening it out a little bit, just so it's clear, you can see it. Nice and clean shapes. And again, turning my trimmer to the side. Let's just come around that top section there. Same thing here, we can take our trimmer from this position and lay it flat. And just let the corner of our trimmer ride down that. Camera guy to get a shot of that. You can see how we're right up in there. You should be able to see how that trimmer cut straight along in there and straight along in here. Okay. We're going to switch tools. I'm going to switch to my clipper just to shake that top. I'm going to do the same thing. Just come around those edges. This is a wider blade, so that's going to give me the ability to come around this section here. If you notice, we cut the bottom. We're now trimming the top, and we're going to connect the two. We're going to do our fade in the middle that'll connect the two, and this haircut will be done. If there's any touch-up you need to do around the hairline or anything like that, feel free to do that at the end of your haircut. Another important thing is right here on the sides where it fades at, especially on a curly hair customer. If you say curly hair, straight hair, white dude, black dude. Curly hair may be curled up in there. You think it's faded or you didn't fade it, and in actuality it's just a couple little curls that need combed out. That's another important reason why certain parts of the haircut you're going to switch to your comb opposed to your brush. And we're just going to use a free hand, which means we're going to ride the blade right here. Just rest it on the top. Just want to barely take some off because you're still growing that top out. Okay, if you notice, we wasted no time. We went ahead and set up the bottom. Again, went ahead and shaped up the top. Now we're going to connect the two and have a finishing touch phase and try to bring it all together. Alright, so fading. We're going to use these three guards right here. Our cameraman can just swing over. I'm going to use my OA guard, my O guard, and my double O guard. Okay. These are all Speedo guards. My OA guard, I'm going to barely use. I'm just going to take this top section here, and if you listen close, it's barely cutting a little bit of hair. That's what I want. Okay, that's going to help us have a smooth transition from the top over to the side. Just to knock the edges off. Okay, I'm all done done with that one. Did all we can do with that guard. Now I'm gonna put my O guard on. I'm gonna do the same thing. You can start on the right side. Usually I start on the right side, come around to the left. Actually, let's stay consistent and go here. Just because the hair grows that way. Same thing, I'm just cutting it down. Just to smooth it out, catch the edges. Okay. Now with the same guard on, I'm gonna flip it upside down and just catch the edges and comb it back down. This is where you can use your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which means just opening the clipper, closing a little bit, close it. Or you can leave it all the way closed with a light hand, comb in, and pull out. All right. Again, we're going from a smooth transition or fade from the top to the bottom.